well, not good afternoon, but it's almost time for it. Anyway, I want to talk about Tomo-Chan as the girl, and we're on episode 2, by the way. Now, after last week's episode, I was like, what the fuck am I watching? What the fuck? I mean, I love how rom-coms always have these confessions and there's always a twist. I love how, and there's always a little catch in terms of rom-coms, especially with Jun though. Jun gets on my nerves sometimes. He got on my nerves. And I said in my first episode review of this, I said that if throughout the 13 episodes that we're gonna get, if Jun doesn't realize that's a girl, I'm gonna kick the shit out of him. I gotta slap him in the back of the head like this and say, dude, that's the girl. And for Tomo-Chan, I said that, again, Tomo-Chan is gonna prove that she can be a girly girl at times. And you know what? Like I said, I feel bad for the tomboyish anime characters because, again, tomboyish characters don't really get that loving. Tomboy characters don't really get that loving, mainly because they don't see him as like the Kitagawa, my dress-up darling vibe, as that right there is the definition of a best girl. They don't really see that. I mean, like, if you go through the archives of all the anime shows you watch, you ain't gonna tell me that you find one tomboyish character that you have as your best girl of a series. You know what I mean? Like, when it's Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, Chainsaw Man, etc., you ain't gonna find like one girl that you like in the series as a whole, as a tomboyish character, and say that right here, she's best girl because of this and that. You ain't gonna do that. Like with Fairy Tail. You know how people say, oh, we love Lucy Harfilia, but she's not a tomboy. You know what I mean? It's those kind of things that's kind of like, I felt bad for the love. But anyway, after last week and Tomo-Chan making her appearance, I love Tomo. She needs a figure. I think I speak for everybody when I say this. Tomo needs a figure. But episode 2 did bring out something that I love. Again, when it comes to rom-coms, there's always a rival. And like always, rivals usually appear like in around like 6 or 4 to 6 at best. But for this episode, you talking about rivalry at as quickness as possible, we got it. Oh, and as you can see, I did a little finishing touches on the wall scrolls from Bang Dream, Sailor Moon, right on the side, and the One Piece. I'm still putting more wall scrolls around my wall until, Anime Boston, Anime Expo, and so on. But in the front wall, I don't know if you saw it on my Instagram page, but I did put my Rent-A-Girlfriend's Shrine wall scroll in the back. Couldn't that giant ass sue me. But that's here and there. Anyway, let's get right to it with Tomo-Chan is a Girl episode 2 review, because there's a lot of things I gotta go out in this. Okay. Tomo-Chan is a Girl episode 2 did bring out nostalgia with Tomo-Chan actually being a girl and trying to prove it. Hints that Tomo is putting a lot of work. I mean, that bus scene where trying to sit next to Jun's like had his bag. Being a nice, like, here, move my, here, you can sit. Now, Tomo did sat next to him, but again, she still has that heart throb for Jun, so she decided to stand up. Okay, slowly but progressing. Now the opening. I love how the opening had the 90s Dragon Ball Z vibe between Tomo and Jun. The way how they were fighting, again, looking at them, it's just like Dragon Ball Z 90s vibe. When it goes, I love that. Really good. That was really good. And at the end, it just like fist pump. It was great. Now, as I had to watch this opening twice to see what we are going to suspect from this. I mean, the opening did show in the opening of this, we've seen Tomo and Jun slowly getting to that, the love that Jun has for Tomo is getting there. I had my doubts about Jun, but looking at the opening, I see it progressing. And they show us the moms and the dads in the opening, and Cotton Candy, Carol, which I'm gonna get to her later because this Cotton Candy girl is on my nerves, on my damn nerves. But anyway, the opening did give us showing a lot of Tomo and Jun's slowly relationship as there. Plus, she looks great in outfits. There was one scene where Tomo's wearing a dress, and she is developing as well. I loved it. And especially with her in competition with Jun is priceless as ever. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, the opening did show us that there are going to be some improvements involved. So props for them for giving us what we're going to get out of it. Now, the groper. Guys, when I saw that scene where she's sitting, where she's standing, and that groper, that old man bastard, ugly bastard thing, Gene, he groping on Tomo's butt. I legit wanted to get up. I was shocked. I'm like, can kick his ass. Kick his ass. Now, Tomo, I'm not agreeing with Tomo's decision, but Tomo should have done something to him. Tomo should have done something. The moment he was groping her, that is the moment Tomo should have screamed or turned around and beat the shit out of him. But I like how Jun stood up and defend Tomo. But here's the and they arrested him, all that shit. But this is where I got a little pissed off at Jun. How are you gonna tell her that you're wearing a skirt? You should stop wearing a skirt. I mean, I'm just baffled by it. I'm like, she was just groped out in the bus. And then after walking, you thought that Jun was gonna be saying, "Are you okay? I'm worried about," all those kind of things. But he just turned around, and after this, he just turned around and said, "You stop wearing a skirt." I'm like, wow. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Okay. Now after that, Tomo, the next day, she spoke to her friend, Misuzu, and I'm not good with her name, but she's a care friend. I forgot to say this. Tomo's friend, Misuzu, she reminds me of, she has that Wednesday vibe. You know what I mean? Like, the Netflix Wednesday is a masterpiece. No question about it. But she somewhat have a Raven / Wednesday vibe, because she has that kind of like, oh no, I don't care. You can just do it. She has that vibe. I don't know why, but it's something about her that has that Wednesday vibe and Raven thing. I don't know. So she's like, okay, stop wearing a skirt. You should start wearing a skirt and not shorts. Now, Tomo's reason for wearing her shorts is because, to fit in, you move her legs faster. But with the skirt, that's fantasized, right? That's kind of a bit of a fan service. Think about this. Imagine Tomo with a skirt. Just imagine. Not a long skirt, just like those average skirts and all those animes like Rosario Vampire skirt vibe or anything like that. And you're just looking at the skirt, you think, you know what? She does look good in the skirt. She does. I think it makes sense. So they give it a test. So he tried to hook Jun up to tell her that, oh, Tomo's waiting outside. She wants to apologize. She hiding the shorts in the back because she played the game really well. And then Tomo's all blushing like those ordinary anime girls who gets blushing like, oh, the guy's coming. What should I do? What should I do? Ordinary anime characters get blushing. And when they got on the bus, Jun is very... No, even before Tomo, she's like, oh my God, trying to wake up. And his face throughout that first half was just hitting his head on a pole without looking. I'm like, that's what you get. When he got on the bus, he tried not to sit. He's staring at all the guys, especially, at least give Jun credit for walking with Tomo, and then the breeze came out, and he sees a little something and he fainted. But leave it to Tomo the next day after that. She literally murdered somebody. That scene when she threw that ball at full force, that volleyball at full force, whoosh, it was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I think she murdered someone because the screaming in the background, if you hear the girl screaming, she's like, ah! You're like, oh, she did murder someone. I don't know. But that's the first half. Now the second half. Okay. Now we get to Carol. Cotton candy. Okay, here we go, guys. Let me just put this out here. You guys think Tomo is fan service? Where do you see Cotton Candy? Where do you see Carol? She is the ultimate fan service. An idol, like, not Love Live idol, not like Love Live, but this girl is the dumbest girl. Like airhead-wise, not like a level of, I think she's the biggest airhead girl since Aho Girl. I think the last time I seen an airhead girl like her was either Aho Girl or Kokoro from Bang Dream. I don't know, but that's here and there. But she is the airhead. I mean, everybody's looking at her because of her boobs and her ass. And that's the whole fan service right there. But blonde hair, and she has a little dot. She looked like a fucking doll. She looked like a doll. A doll, like with the pink little circles, like the one that happened by plushie Rico plushie, with the pink little circles in his eyes, as big as hell. She is a freaking idol, and the fact that she's at Airhead, she's like, hi, hi. The smile never stops. She smiles 100%. I don't think there's a time that she was so like sad or depressed. I don't even know how that even began. But damn. I understand that just because of her body. But, oh yeah, can I go back a bit? I like that one scene where Tomo was talking to her friend. She's like, can you put the dumbbells down? She's lifting dumbbells somehow she was doing. That's a muscle for her. Anyway, Carol she sees Tomo as an enemy, quote. Like, we're not even halfway through the episode, and you already got a rivalry going on with June here. We already got a rival with Tomo, like, for real? And she taking this way out of context with Carol trying to get June. I mean, like, literally, like, how you gonna find? Here's the thing, that scene with June in the locker, I'm like, how the hell did Carol ended up in June's locker? How the fuck should that even happen? How, did you just break the combination lock or something? Did you just did that? I don't know how you did that. But how you end up in his locker room? And not only that, you're Misaki's cousin. And you're marrying him. You proposed 3 times. But that's your cousin. I'm like, let me get this straight. Kara and Misaki are cousins? Cousins! And you propose? I mean, like, you are so dumb. You're rich, but you're dumb as fuck. I mean, like, they're cousins, though. I don't even know where to begin. I'm just dumb. I'm dumbfounded by it. I'm just dumb. Anyway, even Carol is so soft that even a dragonfly can. And you know what's funny? She's more softer than Armin from Attack on Titan, because Armin can't do shit. Soft as a dandelion. If you go back to Attack on Titan, I remember they said that he fights like a dandelion, and that's true. Carol fights like a dandelion. I mean, she can't even do a single push-up. She can't even do a single push-up. She can't do a sit-up. She do a jump rope a little bit, but we only there for the fan service. And the whole training thing was just her doing fan service as there. And I think we speak for everyone when we say this. We're just there for the fan service. I think we speak for everyone who just watched that scene with her trying to do a sit-up, or even a push-up, or doing a jump rope. People just watch that for the fan service, like, okay, she got a good body, she's doing it. You know, I'm not judging, but I'm just saying how it is. But that's here and there. So, and Tomo, and then after the whole thing with the whole misunderstanding with her got Carol in a headlock. I love how she lost because, again, she understands that Tomo and June are, together, like not together, but more like, I see the feeling vibe coming, so that's that. So she's like, I forfeit. You're doing a great job. Now, Carol, I know Carol's treating her dessert better than a big-ass limousine. I want to see her house. So now we see her backstory, and she says she doesn't have any friends. You would have think that Carol would have shown some emotion, some sadness in her, in terms of like, I don't have any friends. You see, I did this and that. I mean, we did get a little flashback of her when she tried to make friends back when she was a kid. She's like, be my friend. Oh, and the other girl's like, oh, no thanks. No. That's sad. That's sad now. I mean, like, I love how, with a sad story like that, she kept a straight smile face. Like, I don't have any friends. That's just creepy as hell. I'm like, but now they're friends with her. So now Cotton Candy Carol is going to do whatever. Cotton Candy is going to do whatever she can to make sure that Tomo and June are in a relationship. And not only that, I mean, I love how that cliffhanger ended with June telling Tomo, oh, I used to date Misuzu in high school, in middle school. She's like, huh? I'm like, wow. All 3 of you been friends since childhood? and you didn't know that June married her? I mean, not June married. June dated her? Wow. Let's see where this goes. I hope next week we get a little bit of a flashback and how this happened and how they broke up, how they break up. I heard that they dated for at least a weekend. I actually want to see this whole weekend fiasco happen. I want to know how you end up breaking it within 3 days. I'm curious. So I can see this here and there. But like I said, this episode was really... Oh, and by the way, I hate to skip this up. The ending, I'm not, sometimes endings can be good and bad. This ending was okay. I would expect a little bit more, but it's nice to see June and mostly the ending sequence with June and Tomo, the square blocks together and the whole fist bump. Really nice. Really nice to see. But like I said, episode 2 did give us I love episode 2 because the opening gave us, again, the Dragon Ball Z vibe in the opening and more June and Tomo's relationship as it grows. And with new characters already appeared, like not really 2 episodes already, and we really got a love rivalry going on, a rivalry coming along this way. It's safe to say that Tomo-Chan as a girl is going to be one of those shows that everybody needs to talk about. I get it, with Tokyo Revengers and Vinland Saga on their rise and other isekais like the farming life in another world or anything like that, particularly we get that, but that's here and there. It's safe to say that Tomo-Chan's Girl is going to be one of those shows that you have to watch if you have a feeling for Tomo, the rom-coms, etc. in terms of this. But again, great show, by the way, in episode 2. Now I look forward for episode 3 because I actually am curious about June's relationship with her friend. And I'm curious how they all started. So I look forward for next week's episode of Tomo-Chan's Girl. And let's see the rise of Tomo as she develops her relationship with June. And for God's sake, June, please confess your feelings for her when this grows. I understand this episode, you kind of like get in there, but please do so when you have it. I'm half and half on June. Like, June, you better do it. June, you do it. I'm just saying. So I look forward for next week's episode of it, and I'm sure you will.